Welcome to The Curve Weekly, the podcast that keeps you up to date with all of the money, business and stock market tea.
Brought to you by the Curve's research team. It's the latest insights on what's happening in the stock market, companies, other money-related news so that you can stay educated and ahead of the curve.
You can thank us later for sounding smarter than those finance bros at your next dinner party. So,
Yes.
it is exactly 1 month until Christmas.
Oh,
Would you believe? So I hate being that person like, oh, this year's gone so quickly. But honestly,
well, the Christmas lights in London go up like mid-November.
yeah.
It's quite a thing.
I reckon the shops were like having Christmas shit in
October?
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, every year I'm wondering more and more, how can I get myself out of Christmas? Like, I love the festive season. I love the lights. I love the Christmas markets. What I don't love is buying 25 gifts.
Yeah.
It feels like forced love. I know that sounds weird, but it's not like, oh, I love you so much, I bought you a gift. It's like,
where's my gift?
yeah. It's really expected. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I struggle with it. But I mean, the idea of having to buy, I was thinking yesterday, I was like, maybe I'll message my whole family and just say, can you just count me out of gifts this year? But is that grinchy? It is a bit shit, isn't
it's
it?
just, I find when people do that, there's always that one person that was like, I know you said not to get a gift,
Yeah,
and then you just feel terrible, you know, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, why? We said no. But yeah, I try and start.
I know, this is what makes me feel almost worse about myself, is that you've done all your shopping by June.
Yeah. I honestly just like drip feed the purchases. So then when it comes to Christmas, I'm like, oh, I've already got mums, I've already got dads. I try and buy opportunistically, if that makes sense. And yeah. But so then it's not like, oh gosh, I have to fork out for like 10 gifts this Christmas.
I mean, it's great planning. How many gifts, if you're being 100% honest, of all of them that you need to get, have you got?
My sister is probably the only one I don't yet have yet. Yeah.
And that's it's because I reckon she's a hard person to buy for.
Yeah. And it's so funny, the stuff she sends through. And I'm like,
What is it, like a
can't
Bottega
afford that,
bag?
can't afford that, can't afford that. No.
It sounds very familiar,
bless.
actually.
Yeah. I do exactly the same.
I was about to say, it was Vic's birthday yesterday. And I was like, what are you doing for, your birthday? And she was like, well, I've sent ideas through, for where I want to go for dinner. I'm like, of course you have.
Yeah.
So one of 8 places I'm going to.
Yeah, one of 8. Yeah. No, I had a great birthday. 36 and thriving.
36 and... What is something that rhymes with 36? 36 and...
Ready to mix and mingle.
36.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I'm not doing. I reckon I had one of probably the most chilled birthdays I've ever had last night. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
home in bed by midnight. That was never me.
cute little drinks for Vic last night. And someone actually said you weren't drinking. And I thought, wow, that's off brand. I was like, surely she is. And then like half an hour later, I was like, oh, so like you're not drinking? You're like, yeah, I am.
Not drinking? What? Yeah, no, it was really beautiful. Beautiful night.
It was so nice.
I remember when there was a cake with candles and singing happy birthday, and I hate that, but then I also kind of love it.
I know, because Vic, I was like, can we bring the cake out? And she's like, please don't sing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then
It's just more for the other patrons,
patrons.
Yeah, the other people that are like just trying to have a nice romantic dinner.
Oh, so you're thinking about the rest of the restaurant.
Yeah, and everyone's like, there's all these bunch of Kiwis in the corner going, happy birthday, it's a bit,
yeah.
But anyway, It was beautiful. And I remember looking around when everyone was singing, and I was like, wow, quite special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've actually got some friends in London. But anyway, so back to the sort of like Christmas saga shopping situation. You having your birthday so close to Christmas, quite stressful, firstly.
I always get joint presents and it sucks.
Yeah, it was hard to buy for you this year, I must say.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I'll send you my list next time.
oh yeah, actually, genuinely, I was going to message you and say what is on your list, because I'm struggling. But I just feel like I'm surrounded by gifts. And then with Black Friday and the amount of emails that I'm getting, I think I have 500 emails, and my social media is full. I'm constantly perusing websites. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, it is. And one of the key things with Black Friday, like it is actually a great time if there is gifts that you want to get for Christmas or for anything, if those products are genuinely on sale.
Well, see, this is the thing. I feel conflicted by Black Friday in the sense that So many people have said things to me recently about how they hike prices before and then they discount. I mean, is that true?
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Pretty bad. Yeah. So Black Friday is on the 29th of November. So it is a good time to buy a Christmas present. You know, it's just a month before Christmas-ish. But it used to be one day. And then now
Feels like a month.
retailers are onto it and they're like, well, if everyone's going to go on sale on the 29th, why don't we do the 28th? And then
Good Lord. The thing is, and this is one of the best things that one of my friends does, she has a list on her phone of all the things she needs. And I think that if you are going to buy around this time, not just because it's so easy to get distracted by an email, a really good EDM. If you stick to a list and you've actually got planned things that you need to purchase, can be a really good opportunity.
I would suggest kind of unsubscribing or ignoring the emails that come in.
Please don't unsubscribe from the curve.
I'm meaning retailers that are trying to sell you things,
Yes.
not educational platforms.
It's a bit overwhelming when you've got like 100 of them coming in. It's quite time consuming to unsubscribe.
Yes.
So is it something we should be buying into or not? Because I don't know how to approach it and I feel conflicted. Because on one side I'm like, maybe I could save money by shopping and buying things now. But the other side I feel ethically a bit weird and I don't know why.
What you said is really good, writing down a list or having things saved in your phone that you actually want to buy, and then checking the prices. I mean, this is great advice now, Vic, before Black Friday and seeing what the price is. And if it is a good discount and you've wanted it for ages and you've budgeted for it, then purchase it because it is on sale. It is good to take advantage of sales when it's stuff that you actually need, not when you're just getting served emails or ads. But the other thing is, it is a great time to buy Christmas presents because if stuff is genuinely on sale, then you can save a lot of money. One really great way, and honestly, it's something that I've been using, is the Shopback app. It's an app where you log in and they've got all these brands and you can actually get money back when you purchase.
How does that work?
So it's like I will go on there and I might buy something from, say,
Dyson?
Yeah. I might buy something from Dyson and it's like, okay, if you buy a product from Dyson, you get 1 to 10% cash back. So I literally get cash back.
Quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, Dyson I have been looking at.
And we need a Dyson for the office as well, actually.
I know, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I had a little peruse.
Did you?
On Shopback. I was so angry.
What?
I was so angry.
Why?
So I went to the Cotswolds last weekend.
Yeah.
For my birthday. It was my birthday. No one realised.
Also, by the way, at the end of this episode, we have got a surprise of something. And I actually don't know what it is, but our producer, Emily, was like, you're not allowed to listen to this, but it's for Vic's birthday. And I was like, I'm kind of nervous, honestly.
Oh my God, I kind of trust her. Like
I
if you'd
trust
said
her
that,
too,
yeah,
but
I would have been like, oh, no.
Yeah, well, she was like, you're not allowed to listen. I'm like, oh no.
Anyway, I went to the Cotswolds, beautiful spot. We had to hire a car to get around because it's kind of hard to get around in the Cotswolds. And we hired a car from Europe Car. Then I was scrolling through Shopback and I saw that you can get cash back. I was like so angry.
Oh no.
I know. I was just like, oh, but I'm really excited because I don't have a car when I go home. So I am going to hire a car through Shopback and save lots of money. It all adds up. Do you know what I mean?
Is it easy enough to use? Because I think that's the thing. If you're saving £15 here, like 30 New Zealand dollars, and then and you're doing that 5 times, that's actually quite a lot.
Shit, yeah.
I think the thing is here, what I'm getting is we need to be more organised.
Yeah.
Because if you were to scroll through Shopback and you realise that actually the cars are on there, or you could get a Dyson and you could get money back. If you plan that, just like you should with Black Friday,
what would be kind of 2 or 3 things that you want to buy in this sale period? And we'll see if it's on Shopback.
What would you? I don't know because I'm not planned. What would you want?
I was walking through London the other day, and I was on my phone, and I had my coffee, my dog. I had a lot going on in my hands, and this bike drove past and kind of circled back, and my heart skipped a beat, and I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, he's come to steal my phone.
Which, by the way, for anyone that isn't in London, this happens a lot.
All the time.
Really common.
And so then he came back behind me and I was like, nah, absolutely not. Quickly put my phone in my handbag.
So lucky you were onto it.
And then 3 people ahead snatched the phone out of his. So he was after me. I was like, I need a phone case. I need a strap on my body like you do.
You're going to copy old Sophie Hall, right?
So
it is
anyway,
good.
I went to look on Shopback and there's Caseify, that brand that sells phone cases. And I was like, oh my God, amazing. Gonna get that. And then another thing is I'm going to Japan in March.
Oh, I'm so
And
jealous of that.
Booking.com is on there.
Wait, so you can get
You can
accommodation.
save so much on accommodation. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Emirates flights. You can save on Emirates flights.
Whoa, okay,
Honestly.
okay. This is actually quite a hack.
I was really surprised at what was on there.
But I think maybe a good thing to mention here, though, is that this week with Black Friday happening, with sales going on, if you are going to buy something that you either need or that's on your list or that's a Christmas present, you can check shopback and then maybe it's like you're getting 60% off.
Because I was such a shopback fan, I actually spoke to Danny and
Danny is our commercial director at The Curve.
And I was like, hey,
You had an idea, did you?
head of content. And Sloth doesn't even know this, but I've got a little gift for our listeners.
Do you?
Well, those in New Zealand and Australia.
What?
If you sign up with Shopback and you put in Curve 10,
Yeah.
you'll get a $10 bonus.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Did you do that just so when you go to New Zealand?
I know, yeah.
They've got like Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah.
New World.
I know.
Oh my God, they've got heaps of good ones.
Like just do all your supermarket shopping through there.
Shit, that's quite
No-brainer.
good. Ooh.
We've got Paris, Georgia.
What?
I know.
On there? No. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really good. Okay, we love that.
So now that we've given you a little financial gift to help alleviate the pressure this Christmas, we'll jump into some finance content.
Okay, great.
So I bought Netflix shares.
Damn, why don't you tell me this? I really hate that you make decisions without telling me.
Admittedly, it's up about 90% this year, so I kind of missed the boat a little bit. But
Damn, I'm so
Long-term.
gutted that I sold mine.
well, you still own a little bit of it.
No, I don't. I
S&P
sold-
500.
No, barely.
Well, anyway, there was this boxing match last week. I'm not sure if you heard of it. Jake Paul, 27-year-old, fought Mike Tyson.
Yes, I did hear about this. My black mates were talking about
Yeah,
it.
Mike Tyson was like 60. So
Wasn't it quite, like, actually quite sad?
Yeah.
Like, as in it was like a 20-year-old, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And then he was fighting.
Yeah, and he got like super defeated. Yeah, it has been touted as an embarrassment, both on a sporting and a technical level. This was Netflix's first foray into live streaming.
God, that's huge.
Yeah, so it opens up like a whole new channel for them, something they haven't really dealt with. There was 65 million people that tuned in to watch that.
Okay, let's just compare that to, like, I don't know, some other live match that's not been streamed on
Yeah.
Netflix. How does that compare?
Well, yeah, I've just Googled like the Australian Open, you get about 10 million people.
Whoa, okay.
Netflix has got 280 million subscribers and it had 65.
Well, that's a lot
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it's a lot. But there was huge technical issues.
What happened?
There was about 100,000 people that couldn't watch. I don't know, there was some technicalities going.
God, I can't imagine Netflix having technicals. You know, like it's
No.
such a trusted.
But 65 million people, like just imagine that revenue stream now. And for advertisers, like you're bringing that many people. I was like, this is game changing.
So did you
Yes, if
invest when you saw that?
Yeah, they're going to have to sort out those technicals because that's not good. But they started off with streaming other people's shows and movies. They've now gone into their own originals. They've now gone into gaming. They've now gone into live streaming. Like when you're in the homes of 280 million people.
Tick, tick, tick.
Tick, 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 tick. Yeah. But there's actually been some massive news last week.
Oh, this is the huge news.
This is the huge news.
Okay.
Like it's huge because it's a huge company. It's huge because it's like monumentous, and it's huge because we use it every day.
Okay, tell me what's
So
going on.
Google might have to sell Chrome, its search engine.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
If this law gets passed.
Is this the
through.
whole big breakup thing?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's still happening.
It's still happening.
We spoke about this maybe a month ago,
Yeah.
that there's these big tech companies, there's about 7 of them in the S&P 500. So a lot of them are listed in America
Yep.
as some of the biggest companies really in the world.
Yeah.
And because they're so massive, there was news that came out that Google may have to break up parts of its company to make it more kind of fair for other players in the tech space.
Yeah. And it's like, it's this department that's called the antitrust kind of department, and it's the Department of Justice. They just make sure that businesses are behaving right, that there's enough competition, there's enough innovation, there's enough small businesses coming through, all of that. So it makes a really healthy, competitive environment. And they're like, Google is just getting too big. So Google has 80% of the global search market. So 3.5 billion searches a day go through Google.
Tell me what the last thing is you Googled.
Top Mexican Japanese restaurants in Notting Hill.
Mine was
So niche.
when was Fred again playing in Auckland?
So yes, Google could be broken up and Chrome could either be sold to someone else. It could be sold as a separate, to be divested, a separate company. So we could invest in two companies and they're both public. There's so many options, but shares fell on this news because this is a forced divest.
Right.
Usually companies will divest smaller parts of their companies because it's not getting the attention it deserves. It's not growing. It's not reaching its potential. This is the opposite. This is reaching its potential too much. And that's when the government's coming in and going, hang on, the whole company has taken up too much of this market and we need you guys to split to be more competitive. So Google search is the biggest division of Google. So it's like over 60% of revenue.
And that's now not going to be a part of it. God, you'd be absolutely shitting yourself if you're at Google, wouldn't you?
I mean, this is a pretty momentous case.
Do you think it will go through?
I think it'll be fought till the death.
I mean, the whole point of this podcast, particularly the Curve Weekly, is to talk about news that's happening and stuff that's happening in the stock market and with businesses. And at the same time, we are simultaneously encouraging people to invest for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So for those who are invested in Google, either directly in the company or S&P 500, whatever, like what advice or thoughts or like what does this make you think? Because to me it sounds really scary.
Yeah, I think it's just that there's going to be more and more crackdowns on these big companies because they are becoming so dominant. These companies have acquired hundreds and hundreds of companies. They just gobble up the competition. But then they've also helped us be so productive and we can't work without them and we host everything on Google. The takeaway is just like be aware that these big companies have gotten so incredibly massive. Their share price returns have been absolutely phenomenal, but it seems like they're getting to a point where there is a limit. There is a limit from a regulatory point of view. And so yes, if they did split into two businesses and you were a holder of Alphabet shares, you would no doubt get shares in the new business by default because
so it's kind of nothing to worry about.
So you would then own two businesses that were maybe majority owned by Alphabet or however this works. But then those two businesses might not be as efficient because there's scale benefits of being together. So there's also added costs of splitting up two businesses. So there's so many things, but I think you don't have to do anything and be reactive now to this news. It's just to be aware of. But we'll keep you updated with this news because I think it'll be in the headlines for a while. Ben & Jerry's is actually suing Unilever.
Why?
One of the biggest companies in the UK.
Oh my God, why? I mean, surely most people know, but Ben & Jerry's is an ice cream brand. They have
the
cookie dough.
half-baked.
I haven't had it.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
I remember my flatmate could always tell if I was hungover because there'd always be Ben & Jerry's in the freezer.
So Unilever owns Ben & Jerry's?
Yes. So Ben & Jerry's is suing Unilever. Now, the relationship's got a bit frosty.
Oh, God. You just can't be trusted.
Oh, no. Sorry. I couldn't help myself with that one. But anyway, okay. We need to go back to 2000. So in 2000, Unilever bought Ben & Jerry's. Mm-hmm. They bought it for about $300 million. But there was quite a strange agreement is that even though Ben & Jerry's was part of Unilever, it could have its own board. It effectively was its own little company inside a company. Fast forward a year, 2021, and things went a bit sour. Ben & Jerry's is pro-Palestine and they stopped selling Ben & Jerry's ice cream in Jewish settlements in Israel. They said that selling ice cream there didn't align with their values.
I think there's a lot of businesses that don't put their money where their mouth is when it comes to that kind of thing. So to see where they're like, no, I completely disagree with what's happening and therefore we're going to take a probably massive profit hit. It gives me hope in people that people come before businesses when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. But then Unilever, so the parent company, had pressure from investors and other kind of key stakeholders. And so they had to sell the Ben & Jerry's Israeli business to a licensee. So they kind of had to carve out a small portion of the Ben & Jerry's business because they didn't want to stop selling ice cream in Israel. Anyway, Ben & Jerry's was like, hang on a second, we've got our own independent company. You didn't get permission. You sold that off. So it's been like contentious ever since. Now Ben & Jerry's is saying that Unilever is stopping it from making statements supporting Palestinian rights. So it's getting really, really political. Ben & Jerry's is accusing Unilever of silencing them. And they're like, we've got our own board, we've got our own independent, company essentially. You can't do that. So it has got so sour. And to be honest, Ben & Jerry's is such a small portion of Unilever. They're probably like, why on earth did we buy this business? Like why? It's quite a headache. Now Unilever is trying to sell their whole ice cream business. So not just Ben & Jerry's, the whole portion. It's just
because they're just over ice cream. They're just getting rid of everything.
Yeah, and they're really struggling to sell. But when you're coming back to divesting, that would be, and I'm just using historic examples, probably a really good investment because the ice cream division isn't getting the love and attention it deserves. So that could be a good investment. But now you've got this Ben & Jerry's situation going on. So anyway, it's just like Unilever has like over 400 brands and it's a $120 billion business. And Ben & Jerry's is this little tiny niggly blip in the Unilever brand. So yeah, it's its smallest, it's its least profitable part of the Unilever business.
So they're basically getting rid of the whole
ice cream part of their business.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love hearing about this kind of thing. I find it really fascinating, but I don't know what to do with it.
Because I think Ben & Jerry's has been such a headache for Unilever, and now they're looking at selling their entire ice cream business, which includes a lot of other brands. There might be an opportunity if you're a Ben & Jerry's lover or you love ice cream in general, you might be able to invest in an ice cream business sooner rather than later.
Maybe an interesting takeaway could be, even though Unilever is wanting to sell this part of the business, it doesn't mean that it's not profitable. It's not because it's not a successful part. There's other underlying reasons.
And like we kind of touched on before, when larger companies divest smaller divisions, they tend to do very, very well. Zoetis is one of those, that animal health company that I talk about.
Is it a company or is it
It's a company, and it was part of Pfizer, and it got spun out. Pfizer, a big pharmaceutical company, and it got spun out as like a pure animal health business. Yeah, and it's done fantastically well. So, I mean, that's just one example, but there is a lot of examples where companies do very, very well when they get spun off. So watch this space.
Oh my God, I nearly forgot. Because this is your birthday episode, we have something to play. I know, I'm actually quite nervous too. Our producer Emily sent this to us. It says, top secret birthday message, XXX. I don't know why I'm clearing my throat. I'm not about to say anything.
Hello, listeners. I'm Emily, the podcast producer for The Curve, and I just wanted to jump in to quickly say a massive happy birthday to Vic. Now, if you've been a listener for a while, you'll know that Vic isn't just an incredible financial educator. She's a powerhouse. She works tirelessly to share her knowledge and help women everywhere feel confident about their finances. So on behalf of the 40,000 women that you've taught, Vic, thank you. Vic, you've dropped so many pearls of wisdom over the years, but let's be honest, every gem comes with a few, how do I say this? A few rough drafts?
I'm on two fences with this. No, I'm on the fence with this. Probably wanting to keep a bit of fuel, whatever you want to call it, firepower, fuel power, up its sleeve. Fuel in the tank, that's it. And so this one's going to kick you while you're down. No, this one's going to not stab you, put salt in the wound. Stab you, good God, get some better sayings. Like that whole leader, what is it? Lead a horse to water. No, teacher, give someone okay, I'm going to stop. That's always good. Yeah, oh my God, yeah, I'm just going to shut up. Didn't really have anything good to say on that one. Yeah, and there was that whole falafel. Falafel? It was a delicious falafel. What was I trying to say?
You were trying to say kerfuffle.
Okay, let's get serious for a moment. The platform that you've built alongside Soph is responsible for empowering women with education and the tools that they need to change their financial futures and build generational wealth. That is no small feat. And to prove it, here's a message from one of the students that you've taught.
Happy birthday to Victoria. My first niece was born this year, and I've decided to make her a little book called Freya's Investment Portfolio. And this Christmas, I'm giving her $100 and putting it into her KiwiSaver account. And for the next 18 years, I'm going to be the really stingy auntie, and she's going to think that I've given her no presents, but I'm going to give her $100 for every birthday and Christmas.
That's so
I'll give her a
cool.
little certificate once she's old enough. We're going to kind of sit down and track her progress and talk about compounding interest. And that's all thanks to you, Victoria, with your sharing of what you do.
So cheers to you on your birthday, Vic. And here's to the next 40,000 women who get to learn from you.
I love Emily so
Her
much.
voice sounds so chic.
God, she's just so gorgeous.
I want a British accent.
Same.
That was
So lovely.
Oh, that's very sweet.
very
Thank you,
cute.
Emily.
Emily,
Thank
we
you.
love you. You're
But
the
I
best.
couldn't have done the curve without you. So
Oh, but this is your
no,
birthday. This
it's
is
like
not about me.
but it's like you've reached 40,000. It's like I couldn't have reached any of those without you. So
It's team effort.
the team effort,
Team effort. And
my
without
brains
Emily,
and your beauty.
God, thank you so much.
Both our brains, both our beauty.
Oh, God. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your birthday weekend, Vic.
I will. Well, as I was told by my boyfriend, it was over at midnight last night. So
Oh, God, that's a bit brutal. Did he say
I think he
that?
was sick of the whole birthday week, birthday month fair. Now on to his birthday.
Oh, it's quite soon.
His bike got stolen from outside my house, so he'll be getting a new bike for his birthday.
That's a good present.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And if you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you
Only
did
the
hate
one.
it, please, don't leave one if you hate it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually, though, new episodes out every Tuesday. Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.